They say scent is the strongest link to memory. I used to think that was poetic nonsense, until the night I betrayed my wife. The company Halloween gala was over the top this year. Open bar, rooftop view, everyone in costume, faces hidden under cheap masks and overpriced makeup. I came as a Victorian vampire, black suit, red lining, fangs I didn't wear past the lobby. My wife didn't come, said she had a migraine and needed rest. I believed her. Or maybe I wanted to. The ballroom smelled like smoke machines and bourbon. I was halfway through my second old-fashioned when she walked in. Red velvet corset, black fishnet gloves, horns, a devil, or at least the fantasy version every HR manual warns you about. I didn't recognize her at first. No one did. That was the point. She didn't speak to anyone, just stood by the railing of the rooftop patio, drink in hand, scanning the crowd like she was bored of all of us. When I passed by her, just close enough to brush shoulders, I froze. Her perfume. It was the same one my wife wore on our wedding night. Sweet, spicy, jasmine with a sharp bite of cedar. I turned, looked closer. The mask covered the upper half of her face, but her mouth curled into the kind of smile that doesn't ask permission. Her lips were blood red. She sipped something dark. I should have walked away right then. I should have known better, but she leaned in. You keep staring like you know me, she said. Her voice was low, confident. Dangerous. Maybe I do, I said before I could stop myself. The music shifted. A deep bass line. She nodded toward the dance floor. I hesitated, but not enough. Under the purple lights, everything looked surreal. Faces blurred. Laughter bounced off the walls. Her body moved like she'd done this before, like she was dancing for herself, but knew exactly how I'd follow. Her hand brushed mine, then lingered. You don't talk much, she whispered. I shrugged. Neither do devils, she laughed. Not until they're in your ear. It was just a dance. That's what I told myself. Just a dance, but I was already lying. It wasn't the touch that haunted me. Afterward, it was the perfume. That scent clung to me long after the mask came off. It didn't stop at the dance. We drifted to the rooftop again, away from the bodies, the noise, the flicker of fake cobwebs and strobe lights. She leaned against the balcony edge like she belonged there, like every man who looked at her was already hers and didn't even know it. You married? She asked, casually, like she already knew. I hesitated too long. She smiled like that was the answer. I am, I said finally. 12 years next March. Her expression didn't change. She took a slow sip of her drink, eyes locked on mine over the rim. Lucky woman. I didn't respond. I should have walked away again. Should have gone back to my desk the second the costume contest was announced. But I stayed, and when she reached for my tie, slowly, deliberately, I didn't stop her. Something about vampires, she whispered, always pretending they don't bite first. I laughed. Nervous, guilty, pretending it was just harmless flirting. But the air was too thick. The city lights blurred. And then it happened. She leaned in. Not fast. Not impulsively. Like we'd both agreed without speaking. Like this was just the next step in something we'd already started hours ago. Our lips met. Just a kiss. Just a moment. But it wasn't just a kiss. It was a memory I couldn't take back. A mistake sealed with the taste of wine and cinnamon lipstick. I pulled away first. I shouldn't have done that. You already did, she said, flatly. Then added, relax. It's Halloween. Everyone's wearing masks. That line broke something in me, because under all the lights, the music, the cheap jokes and sugar skulls, I forgot who I was. And worse, I liked it. I left right after. Didn't say goodbye. Didn't look back. The elevator ride down felt like it took an hour. I checked my reflection, wiped my mouth, fixed my collar. But the damage wasn't physical. My wife was asleep when I got home, or pretending to be. Her side of the bed smelled faintly like her perfume, the same one that still clung to my collar. I changed my shirt before getting into bed, laid there staring at the ceiling, counting each breath like it might erase the guilt. The worst part wasn't the kiss. It was how easy it had been. The next morning, I found something on my desk at the office. A single red horn. No note. No message. Just the top half of her costume. Left like a warning. Or a trophy. And suddenly I realized something chilling. She knew exactly what she was doing. And I had let her. I told myself I could bury it. Just one kiss. Just one moment. Just one night. But guilt has a way of whispering louder the quieter you try to be. The following week was a blur. My wife smiled when I brought home coffee, thanked me for vacuuming, even laughed at some dumb Halloween meme I showed her. And every time she did, I hated myself a little more. Because she didn't know. Not yet. But I did. Every time I opened my closet, I saw the shirt I wore that night, shoved in the back like it was radioactive. I thought about throwing it away, burning it, even, but I didn't because deep down, I knew that shirt wasn't the problem. The horn stayed on my desk for 3 days. No one asked about it. I didn't talk about it, but on Thursday, it disappeared quietly, like it had never been there. That should have been the end until Friday night, when I came home late from work. My wife was in the kitchen, chopping onions for some new soup recipe she found. Soft jazz played in the background, candles lit, cozy, warm, safe. And then she said it, casual, like she was just passing the salt. "You still wearing that cologne I got you last Christmas?" I froze. "Why?" She looked up, knife pausing midair. "Because I found a different scent on your collar earlier this week. Something floral. Familiar." My chest tightened. I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. "It smelled like mine," she said, "but not quite like." Someone tried to copy it. My stomach dropped. She wasn't accusing. Not yet. She was fishing, testing, waiting to see if I'd hand her the hook or the lie. I played dumb, shrugged. Might have been at the party. You know how those things are. Hugs, crowded elevators. She nodded slowly, but her eyes, God, her eyes didn't believe a word. That night, I barely slept. Not because I thought she'd leave me, but because I knew I deserved it if she did. And yet, she didn't. Not that night. Not the next. We kept pretending. Until Monday, I walked into the office and saw her. The devil. Same lips, same eyes, no costume this time, just business casual and a smirk that said she remembered everything. "Morning," she said, passing my cubicle like we were strangers, and maybe we were. That night, I came home early. My wife was already in bed, a book in her lap, her reading glasses sliding down her nose. "I'm gonna ask you once," she said without looking up, "and I need you to tell me the truth." My throat went dry. Was it her perfume? Silence. "I'm not asking what you did. I'm asking if you let someone else wear my perfume." I sat on the edge of the bed, hands shaking, and for the first time in weeks, I told the truth. "Yes." She closed the book, set it down gently. I knew she whispered. "The second you came home that night, I knew. I just wanted to see if you'd ever admit it." Tears welled in her eyes. But she didn't scream. She didn't cry. She just pulled the blanket up and turned her back to me. And in that moment, I realized something I should have known all along. She'll never know the costume wasn't what scared me. It was myself.